Hi, I'm Cody.
And I'm Cody.
And I'm Steve, and we want to thank you all for allowing us to spend this Saturday morning with you here in Altus, Oklahoma. We apologize that we can't be there in person, but through the technology of DVDs, we're able to share with you our testimony and just share with you a little bit about 3D archery. I know we'll be shooting a little bit here today and sharing a few tips. The boys aren't pros, but they have learned a few things, and it's always exciting to be able to have a platform like this to share those tips and techniques. But one of the greatest things this gives us the opportunity to do is to share our testimony, and that's our relationship with Jesus Christ. So with that, I'm going to give Cody the opportunity. After he does, we're going to take a look at some of the video that we've shot over the last year, and we're excited about the upcoming season and hope your hunting season is great as well. So Jason, we want to thank you and all those that are here this morning and hope you have a great day. And with that, Cody, share with everyone just a little bit about how you came to Christ and how that's a relationship and not a religion.
About 5 years ago, I came to the realization that I wasn't saved, and being brought up in a Christian family and being in church, I knew what I had to do for the reassurance to know that I was going to go to heaven. And I made the decision there in my parents' bathroom, prayed with my dad, and became, part of the Lamb's Book of Life, and counted a blessing to know that one day I will be in heaven, and hopefully we'll see all of you there. But I tell you what, let's take a look at some of this footage we've got set up, and hope y'all enjoy your day. So have y'all shot pretty well today?
Average shoot.
Yeah.
It's the rain.
Now, when you come up on a target like this, are you actually going to aim for the kill zone for 5 points, or are you just going to concentrate on hitting the animal?
No, I'm gonna aim for kill zone.
Kill zone, huh?
Right. And it's hard to tell where that's at.
Yeah, no lie.
Get on that pony and see how you can ride that pony.
All right. The Mohican.
Yeah.
Left-handed too. A little bit far back.
Man, it ain't all the time that you like shoot a buffalo off a pony like the Indians did, but they've got. Relocated. We're ready to go back up, get our stock going, and find our bull again, and get a shot off. So let's go. Let's go. Look at him fighting. You see him? Ready? Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I thought you missed.
Yes. You got it. Look at him. All right. Look at him.
He's bleeding bad.
Yeah. That was a good lung shot.
He's about to go down. All right.
He went down, dude. We know we got one solid hit, or he wouldn't be laying down. It happens, bud. Good shot.
I hit him.
Yeah. Good shot. That's some good shots there, guys. That's
So
tough.
I
That's
take
a
it
tough
if you
target.
hit and somebody knocks your arrow out, your points are gone, right? All right.
What's y'all's names?
Cody and Cody.
Cody and Cody. Nice to meet y'all, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice seen you on TV a few times.
thank
I was like, you looked real familiar out of it, but
Yeah.
that's pretty
Well,
cool.
we just decided we'd come out and film a little bit. We may end up shooting a little later
Yeah,
on.
we
but
just wanted to
You
get
were
out and
too.
see if,
You
how
were too.
people are
Just-
enjoying it here.
Hey, it's fun.
Good shot.
Good shot.
Welcome back. I hope you all enjoy that footage. Cody and I get to go on some great experiences, and mainly because we're blessed by Christ, having a strong relationship with Him, and being able to work with people that also have a great relationship with Christ. We're truly blessed. I came to my walk with Christ about 6 years ago. Me and my family were in a real bad car accident, and it didn't discourage us, but it helped us build a better relationship with Christ. We started attending church regularly, and after that, we just became more bonded. And we do make mistakes, we do sin, but that's all right because we can, pray for forgiveness and just keep on going. And He opens the light, lets us take new roads, and we're we're starting to see that, especially with the show and how it's become and the people we've influenced. It's just been great. This puts us in the position to be role models, so to speak, and we want to make sure that we're living like Christ and sharing His word in the right way, not being false prophets and all. And hopefully we can bring people to Christ as well as hunting and fishing. That's our goal in life as of now. But check out this footage. We've got some more footage for you and hope you all enjoy it.
Well, first off, I want to thank Mark and Danny for all the hard work. They came out and helped us find the pigs.
Oh, yeah. You got it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good job. Oh, baby. Oh, get some of this. Oh, all right. All right. Yeah. Oh. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Got it. All right, dude. You got it.
Good shot.
Wax it. We're waxing these guys.
A few tips we'll give you, those of you who are new at bow hunting. One important thing we'll show you is you want to have a solid anchor point. You want to make it the same every time. Cody's got a great anchor point set up. The way he does it really allows him to set in the same place and shoot from the same spot every time. So go ahead and show him how we'll draw right back and get your spot set up.
Yeah, with archery, consistency is the best thing.
Now you can see how his thumb is in the back of his neck. He places his thumb in the back of his neck in the same place every time. He's got a solid knuckle under his ear, which a lot of people shoot with the knuckle under the ear. Go ahead and let that arrow fly. Great shot.
All right.
Great shot.
And every time, the more consistent you are, you're going to shoot consistent each time. Then you can pick out if you're grouping in pattern, move your sights or anything like that. And that's a really good tip that helps us out that we've learned out this year.
Another thing, those of you, I know Cody and I sight in when it's a little warmer outside, so we're not wearing sleeves. Another thing you want to remember, you go out in the late season bow hunting, and you've got your big heavy jacket on, tie that sleeve up because anything hits your string is going to, affect your shot. And another thing to remember is broadheads.
Right.
A lot of time you're going to shoot different than a field tip. So sight in from the ground first, and then if you can, get up in a tree and shoot your broadheads at a target. And that will definitely increase your chances at hitting a deer and making an ethical shot. Cody and I, thrive on making good shots and really making sure that we're gonna take an animal down and not injure it. So
That's right.
we're gonna shoot a little more. You think?
Shoot a little more and share some stuff as we go along. One thing you want to remember when you're sighting in your bow is the little motto that we go by: if it's high, it dies. If it's low, it goes. And that's pretty much. If it's high, you can maybe clip the top lung of the animal. If it's low, you lead a gut shot, and that's just not an ethical shot because they can get away before they actually start to bleed. So
That's right.
That's something to remember.
Another thing I think I'm probably going to go by this year is, I'm probably going to be a lung shooter this year. For one, it's a bigger target, and two, you're going to get a lot better blood. You shoot an animal in the lungs, one, it's going to bleed out the nose. Two, it's going to, bleed out, and more than likely you'll have a pass through if you're shooting enough pound and a good broadhead. You'll have a pass through, and it won't be too high to where the blood won't come out for a good trail. But you definitely can tell when you've hit an animal in the lungs because of the blood out of the nose. A lot of times they'll lick their lips and stuff if you made a good lung shot. Right. Just some stuff to look for. But let's go draw these arrows out before we shoot anymore. Don't want to be doing any Robin Hoods.
Right.
There's some pretty good shooting there.
Yeah. I almost got that one. Almost.
Yeah. Some more things you might want to remember. When you're out in the woods, some things to look for would be your string. Make sure you keep your string waxed throughout the season. Another thing would be to, in your bow case, when you're carrying a bow and you've got broadheads mounted on your arrows ready to go hunting, make sure they're either not attached to the arrow, or they're in a case or something, or they're not anywhere that it's going to possibly touch your string, because you go throw your bow in your case and close it down and it gets bumped on the way down there and you're out of a string and you don't get to hunt. So that's some things that we've heard some bad stories and don't want anything like that happen to us or you either.
Run a hunting trip real quick, and as he said earlier, put wax on your string, that preserves the life of your string. Also remember to check your serving that's wrapped around your string. If it starts getting bad, it can actually mess up the way you shoot, and you can shoot inconsistent.
Right.
And really and truly with archery, precision is everything.
Yeah.
Being able to shoot on every time. You'll get ethical shots. Won't have to walk so far to find your animal too.
That's
we like
the little
that.
details that count.
Every little thing. So I think we're going to shoot again a couple more times.
That's right.
And,
well, another thing, I'm a faithful hunter in the rain. I think when it's raining and it's overcast, some of the best times to hunt, but it's not the best time for your bow. You might want to keep your bow out of the rain as much as possible, but then again, if that big state record buck's gonna walk out in front of you, you may just take that chance. I know I would. But.
And make sure you get some feather dry, which is just a little powder you can sprinkle on your fletchings if you're shooting feathers, especially. They keep them from getting all distorted. It actually just repels water, almost like Scotch Guard or something, but it's in a powder form. Really good little thing that we also like to use.
Let's go shoot again.
All right.
Out of a tree stand. I'd aim right here.
Good shot.
Right on the verge of a lung and liver shot.
That's right. Good shot, good form. Being able to place those shots like that is form is pretty much everything. Like Cody said earlier, good anchor point. Another thing is loose grip. A lot of people want to really grip down on that bow hard, and it's really hard, especially when an animal's out in front of you. You're excited, you're shaking, but you want to make sure you have a loose grip, fingers open, and you have this arm guard. That string's just going to let your bow fall over in your hand and catch it. You don't even have to touch it. When you shoot, you can actually just let it fall like that. And if you do that every time, you're going to shoot consistent, especially in difficult situations. Just let that bow fly and keep your form, so that arrow's going to go straight and hit the target perfectly.
I definitely suggest one of these things. One, if you're out shooting 3D like you are today, I have a buddy who went out and he was shooting 3D targets. Last target of the day, his hand got sweaty and he didn't have one of these things. He drew back and this hand let go instead of this one. It come back, and instead of having the roller here, it had the slide bar, and it went straight up into his hand, shattered every bone, in between these two fingers, and it was a pretty bad deal. But this thing right here is really important, if you're wanting to practice letting go and actually, just letting your bow fall.
Yeah, and it's also going to help keep your arm from getting beat up, because if you grip on, you're going to tweak a little bit and bring that arrow in, and that string's going to slap you. And nobody likes that. Nobody wants a big bruise on their arm, because that hurts.
They sting after a while.
Yeah, I had to learn the hard way. But once you get that down, you get to shooting pretty good.
Good shot.
I'll try to hit his arrow out here after a while. Then he'll get mad at me. But
I think one, probably the last thing that is really important to Cody and I, when we're out sighting in, we judge distance without, a yard reader,
rangefinder,
without a tape measure or something like that. We judge. We sight our bow in at 20, 30, and 40 yards. If you're shooting a 3-pin, it's 20, 30, and 40 is pretty much a good area. With the speed of the bows in today's bows, you can pretty much use your 20-yard pin for anything from 5 to 20. But we sight in at what we think is the distance, not what the actual distance is. That way, when you're up in a tree, you can decide for yourself and use the pin that you've set up for what you think the distance is.
That's right. And if you use a rangefinder, that's fine. Cody and I don't typically use one, because that's just more movement that you got to lift up and be able to range, and then put it down, then grab your bow. If you're hunting with somebody, maybe your son, or Cody and I hunt together a lot, and we'll figure out who's gonna actually shoot before the hunt. And, if we had a rangefinder, I could probably use it that way. But in most instances,
half the time we shoot at the same time.
Yeah, we like tag team. That makes added challenge actually, and it is more ethical shot. 2 arrows is better than 1. But I think I'm gonna hit your arrow right quick.
All right.
He doesn't like it when I do this.
How close did you get?
Pretty close.
Let's see if I can hit your.
And that's another thing, we shoot with the block a lot of time. Just like to have certain little games, you know, there's different circles on the target, and we'll try to shoot ones and, you know, make a different scoring system. Kind of like shooting 3D archery.
Pretty close on
Getting a
that
little
one.
close there, buddy. All right, let's go get these arrows.
Oh,
Y'all have a good day shooting today. Hopefully our tips have helped you if you needed them. A lot of people may know those tips, and that's good. Just keep it up, keep
a lot of
shooting
the
good.